The massive ships appeared on a Tuesday morning, their sleek hulls gleaming like polished mercury in the autumn sunlight. They descended through Earth's atmosphere with casual precision, ignoring conventional flight paths and air traffic control attempts at communication. 17 vessels, each larger than the largest aircraft carrier, positioned themselves above major cities across the globe. Sarah Chen stood at the United Nations chamber window, her expression carefully neutral as she watched the alien flagship hover above New York City. Its shadow cast a perfect circle of darkness over Manhattan, like an eclipse that refused to pass. Around her, other delegates whispered among themselves, their voices a mix of awe and apprehension. Admiral Chen, a junior officer, approached with a tablet, their broadcasting on all frequencies. She nodded, already knowing what would come next. The countdown timer on her secure device showed 18 hours until Phase 1. They just needed to maintain the illusion a little longer. Every screen worldwide flickered to life simultaneously. Times Square's massive displays, smartphones in Paris cafes, laptops in Tokyo offices, all showed the same image. High Commander Zextal's crystalline features filled each screen, his iridescent scales shifting colors as he spoke. His translator converted his harmonics into perfect Earth standard. People of Earth, his voice carried an undercurrent of amusement. We are the Astral Coalition, governors of 57 civilized systems. We have been observing your world for some time. He paused, mandibles clicking in what the coalition species considered a smile. Your entertainment broadcasts are quite fascinating. Such imagination from a species with such limited capabilities. In the UN chamber, several delegates bristled at the thinly veiled insult. Sarah touched the small medallion at her throat, a nervous gesture that actually activated quantum-encrypted communications to bases hidden throughout the solar system. Status reports flowed back in binary pulses, all systems nominal, all units maintaining cover, all deceptions holding. The alien commander continued his speech, highlighting Earth's quaint technological achievements. He mentioned our primitive space stations, our simplistic satellite networks, our rudimentary attempts at lunar colonization. With each backhanded compliment, more faces in the UN chamber reddened with apparent embarrassment or anger. However, Zextal's voice softened in what might have been an attempt at kindness. Your species shows potential. Under proper guidance, you might advance significantly within mere centuries. The Coalition offers this opportunity, along with protection from less benevolent spacefaring races. Sarah watched her fellow leaders' reactions, noting who played their parts well, and who might need coaching. The Chinese representative's outrage seemed genuine. He hadn't been cleared for full disclosure. The Russian delegate's trembling hands were perhaps overselling it. The British PM's stoic calm struck the right balance. Outside, the alien ships released smaller craft that began systematic scans of Earth's infrastructure. Their sensors swept across cities, industrial centers, and military installations. Sarah knew exactly what they would find. Carefully crafted evidence of a civilization barely reaching for the stars. Decades of preparation had gone into this deception. We will give you time to process this momentous occasion, Zextal concluded. Your world leaders may convene to discuss our generous offer. We expect your response within 3 rotations of your planet. The screens flickered back to their normal displays, leaving billions of humans processing what they'd witnessed. In the sudden silence of the UN chamber, Sarah Chen checked her countdown timer again. 17 hours and 42 minutes remained. She thought about the real fleet waiting in the darkness beyond Neptune, about the quantum-shielded facilities buried beneath Earth's oceans, about the true extent of human technological advancement hidden behind this carefully constructed mask of limitation. Admiral, her aide whispered, the Security Council is assembling. Sarah nodded, straightening her uniform. They would play their parts, appear appropriately overwhelmed, and debate responses that had been scripted decades ago. And all the while, humanity's true strength would continue to gather in the shadows, preparing for the moment when the galaxy would learn that appearances can be deceiving. The greatest deception in human history was about to enter its final phase. The Coalition's survey ships moved through Earth's atmosphere like schools of metallic fish, their sensors probing every aspect of human civilization. From her position in the Security Council's underground chamber, Sarah Chen watched their systematic evaluation through classified feeds. The aliens were thorough. She had to give them that. Fascinating primitive architecture, one of the Coalition observers noted, their comments intercepted by hidden quantum receivers. Load-bearing structures using processed plant matter and mineral composites. How do they survive their seasonal weather variations? Another alien voice chimed in. Their orbital installations are equally basic. Minimal shielding, chemical propulsion systems, no artificial gravity generation. They haven't even attempted to harness solar winds. Sarah suppressed a smile as she watched the aliens examine the International Space Station. The ISS's outer shell was a masterwork of deception, its true nature concealed beneath layers of carefully crafted obsolescence. Even now, its quantum core was gathering data on Coalition technology, all while appearing to be nothing more than an aging research platform. "Admiral," her aide whispered, sliding a tablet across the table. "The Coalition's deep scan vessels are approaching the lunar base." She nodded, knowing this would be the true test. The lunar facility had been their biggest challenge, hiding advanced technology while maintaining a believable presence. They'd settled on a small research station with an accompanying mining operation, all running on conspicuously inefficient solar power and early-generation fusion reactors. The Coalition ships circled the moon like hungry predators, their scans intensifying. "Energy output consistent with preliminary technological assessment," one reported. "Detected trace elements suggesting primitive resource extraction. Minimal defense capabilities." Sarah's fingers traced the edge of her tablet, where another countdown timer ticked away. 16 hours until the hidden installations would begin their transformation. 16 hours until humanity's greatest deception would enter its final phase. In New York, High Commander Zextel's flagship maintained its position above Manhattan, its shadow creating an artificial night over the city. Street cameras showed civilians pointing smartphones upward, recording everything. Social media exploded with theories, fears, and speculation, exactly as predicted in the response models developed decades ago. Their digital information network is surprisingly robust, a Coalition analyst observed, though the data transmission speeds are laughably slow. No quantum entanglement communication at all. Sarah's tablet vibrated with an encrypted message from the deep-sea installation off the coast of New Zealand. The quantum assembly lines were running at full capacity, preparing for the moment when Earth's hidden strength would be revealed. Similar reports flowed in from beneath the Sahara, the Antarctic ice, and the Amazon rainforest. The Coalition's assessment continued through the afternoon. Their ships examined power plants, transportation systems, and military bases, all carefully designed to showcase a level of technology just advanced enough to be interesting, but not threatening. Each scan confirmed their predetermined conclusions. Earth was a developing world, barely able to reach its own moon. "Admiral Chen," the British Prime Minister addressed her during a brief recess. "They're scanning Oxford now. Everything is in place. Precisely as planned," she assured him. "The university's quantum research facility is showing exactly what they expect to see. Early theoretical work, nothing practical." She didn't mention the real quantum laboratories hidden beneath the Antarctic ice, where humanity had mastered entanglement communications decades ago. As evening approached, Zextel's voice once again filled Earth's communications channels. "Our initial assessment is complete. Your civilization shows remarkable progress for its age, though you have far to go. We will now present our terms for protection and guidance under the Coalition's authority." Sarah Chen straightened in her chair as the alien commander began listing his demands. Resource concessions, technology transfers, administrative oversight, each requirement more condescending than the last. Around her, world leaders played their roles perfectly. Some angry, some afraid, all appearing to realize the apparent hopelessness of their situation. 15 hours remained until Earth would show its true face to the stars. Dr. Maria Santos stood frozen in her small research vessel, staring at the impossible. Where Earth should have been, there was nothing but open space. The stars had shifted, and the sun looked somehow smaller. Her hands trembled as she checked the instrument readings again. "Control, are you receiving this?" she transmitted, knowing the quantum entanglement communicator was her only link home. The year was 2082, and she had just accidentally discovered faster-than-light travel. The response came instantly, defying normal space-time limitations. "We're reading your position, Doctor. Approximately 4.2 light-years from Earth. How did you—" "I don't know," she interrupted, staring at the experimental drive she'd been testing. The quantum field just folded, like paper. She glanced out the viewport again, where Alpha Centauri burned bright and clear. That moment changed everything. Within 24 hours, the leaders of Earth's major powers gathered in an emergency session. The revelation sparked not celebration, but serious deliberation. Humanity had dreamed of the stars for centuries, but they had also written countless stories about first contact. Not all of them ended well. "If we announce this discovery," the Chinese premier argued, "we advertise our presence to the galaxy. We become visible, vulnerable." The Russian president nodded in agreement. "But if we keep it secret?" And so began Operation Silent Leap, humanity's greatest deception. For the next 50 years, Earth would maintain the appearance of a slowly developing civilization, while secretly preparing for the inevitable first contact. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, engineers constructed vast manufacturing facilities, hidden from orbital observation. The quantum drive technology was refined, improved, and mass-produced in absolute secrecy. Asteroid mining operations served as the perfect cover for gathering resources, with only a small percentage of the extracted materials officially reported. Dr. Santos led the scientific advancement, her original discovery spawning dozens of revolutionary technologies. Quantum shielding made installations invisible to conventional scans. Phase shift systems allowed ships to slip between spacetime at will. Advanced AI systems were developed to coordinate humanity's hidden fleet. The International Space Station became a masterwork of deception, its public face showing aging solar panels and primitive life support systems, while its classified sectors housed a state-of-the-art command center. Similar facilities were built throughout the solar system, disguised as abandoned satellites or space debris. When the first automated probes detected alien signals in 2115, humanity was ready. The Security Council activated Phase 2 of Silent Leap, expanding the hidden shipyards and accelerating fleet production. Each vessel was a triumph of human ingenuity, incorporating technologies that would seem impossible to their apparent level of development. Sarah Chen, then a young officer, remembered her first visit to the lunar facility's true form. Beneath the dusty exterior of a simple research station lay a sprawling complex of quantum laboratories and advanced manufacturing centers. "How do we hide all this power?" she had asked her commander. "The same way a chess master hides their strategy," he replied, "by letting your opponents see exactly what they expect to see." The deception became Earth's greatest endeavor. Millions worked in secret, while billions lived their lives unaware of humanity's true capabilities. Public space programs continued their slow, methodical progress, maintaining the illusion of a species just beginning to reach for the stars. The hidden fleet grew in the darkness beyond Neptune, ships gathering in the shadows of distant planets and the cover of asteroid fields. Each vessel represented the true pinnacle of human achievement. Quantum drives for instant travel, phase shift shields for impenetrable defense, and gravity lance weapons that could pierce any known defense. When the first signs of the Coalition's approach appeared on deep space sensors in early 2125, humanity's leaders felt not fear, but anticipation. 50 years of preparation were about to be tested. Dr. Santos, now in her final years, watched the Coalition's arrival from her quantum-shielded laboratory beneath the Antarctic ice. Remember, she told her colleagues, they expect to find children playing with toys. Let's show them how human children can grow up. 14 hours remained on Sarah Chen's countdown as she observed the coalition vessels through the United Nations reinforced windows. Their scanning ships drifted through Earth's orbit like silver needles threading the sky, cataloging what they believed to be humanity's entire orbital infrastructure. Analysis complete. A coalition technician's intercepted transmission echoed through her quantum earpiece. Orbital debris field is consistent with primitive space exploration attempts. Approximately 12,000 inactive satellites and 300,000 pieces of debris. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. Those numbers were precisely what humanity wanted them to see. Each piece of debris had been carefully positioned over the past 5 decades, waiting for this moment. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility known only as Deep Horizon, Dr. Zhang activated the first sequence. Quantum signals, undetectable by coalition technology, raced through the water and up into orbit. The transformation began subtly, microscopic changes in what appeared to be ancient weather satellites. Commander, a coalition sensor operator reported, I'm detecting minor power fluctuations in the debris field. Likely solar radiation affecting abandoned equipment. High Commander Zextel's response dripped with dismissal. Expected behavior from such primitive technology. Continue the survey of their lunar installation. In her secure chamber, Sarah received the first confirmation signals. Green lights flickered across her neural interface display, each representing a network of dormant defense platforms awakening from their decades-long slumber. What the coalition saw as space junk was becoming something else entirely. A piece of debris, logged in coalition records as derelict communications, satellite K421, quietly activated its quantum core. Nanoassemblers began restructuring its internal components, transforming corroded solar panels into phase-shift weapon arrays. Similar transformations rippled through the debris field, too subtle for coalition sensors to detect. Status report. Sarah subvocalized through her quantum link to Deep Horizon. Transformation sequence at 12%. Dr. Zhang's response materialized in her mind. All systems nominal. No anomalies detected by coalition scans. Above the planet, the coalition's fleet continued their methodical assessment, unaware that they were being surrounded by an awakening defense grid. Each piece of debris was a masterwork of deception. Ancient technology on the outside, but containing the most advanced systems humanity had ever developed. In the Kuiper Belt, beyond Neptune's orbit, another transformation began. What appeared to be routine cometary movements masked the activation of humanity's hidden fleet. Ships that had waited in darkness for decades powered up their quantum cores, their phase shift drives humming to life. Admiral, her aide approached with a new tablet. The coalition is requesting another meeting with the Security Council. They want to begin discussing resource concessions. Sarah nodded, maintaining her carefully crafted expression of concern. Tell them we'll convene in 1 hour. Our leaders need time to process their demands. Through her neural interface, she watched as more green lights appeared. The debris field was now 20% transformed, each piece becoming part of Earth's true defensive network. Coalition ships passed within meters of activating weapons platforms, their sensors still registering nothing but abandoned technology. Deep Horizon reports quantum shield grid is stabilizing. The update appeared in her vision. Estimated time to full coverage: 3 hours. Everything was proceeding according to the plan developed decades ago. The coalition's arrogance made them blind to the possibility that a primitive species could deceive them so completely. Their sensors swept past transforming satellites, dismissing power fluctuations as equipment failure or solar interference. Sarah checked the countdown one final time. 13 hours until humanity would reveal its true face to the galaxy. 13 hours until the coalition learned that underestimating Earth had been their greatest mistake. In the darkness of space, humanity's hidden strength continued to awaken, piece by piece, satellite by satellite, ship by ship. The Watchers were becoming warriors. The Coalition's artificial intelligence, designated as Monitor 7, noticed it first, a slight anomaly in Earth's global communications network. Data packets were moving with increasing efficiency, following paths that seemed to defy the limitations of their primitive fiber optic infrastructure. Observation note: Monitor 7 reported to the Coalition's Central Analysis Hub, Earth's Internet experiencing unexplained performance improvements. Local technology should not support such optimization. Sarah Chen watched the alert ping across her neural interface as she sat through another Coalition briefing. High Commander Zextal was explaining the benefits of their protection, his crystalline features shifting between shades of blue and green. The other world leaders maintained their facades of worried attention, while beneath the surface, Earth's digital awakening accelerated. Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, the quantum mainframes that had masqueraded as simple climate monitoring stations began their transformation. Lines of code that had hidden dormant for decades activated, spreading through Earth's networks like digital wildfire. Secondary observation: Monitor 7 updated. Weather satellite grid displaying unusual synchronization patterns. Orbital adjustments detected at micro-degree levels. A Coalition technician dismissed the alert. Expected behavior from unstable primitive systems. Their orbital control capabilities are minimal. But Monitor 7 persisted, its advanced algorithms detecting patterns it couldn't quite explain. Earth's power grids were operating with impossible efficiency. Traffic control systems moved vehicles through cities with increasing precision. Even the planet's weather prediction capabilities seemed to be improving by the hour. Sarah received another encrypted update through her quantum link. The transformation had reached 40% completion. Each seemingly innocent improvement in Earth's infrastructure masked the awakening of systems far beyond the Coalition's understanding. Their civilian communications are becoming more structured, Monitor 7 noted. Error rates dropping to unprecedented levels, requesting detailed analysis of local technology capabilities. High Commander Zextal's response crackled through the Coalition's command network. Your concern over primitive technology improvements is noting efficiency changes well within expected parameters. Return to primary scanning duties. In the deep-sea facility designated Deep Horizon, Dr. Zhang smiled as he watched the Coalition's confusion. Earth's true digital infrastructure had been hidden beneath layers of intentionally inefficient systems, waiting for the signal to emerge. Now those layers were falling away one by one, too subtly for the invaders to recognize the threat. Weather control grid online. The update scrolled across Sarah's vision. Quantum communication network at 60% coverage. Planetary defense systems integrating with orbital platforms. The Coalition ships continued their patrol of Earth's atmosphere, their sensors still registering only primitive satellites and basic communication systems. But with each passing minute, the planet's digital nervous system grew more sophisticated, more integrated, more powerful. Monitor 7 made one final attempt to raise the alarm. Multiple anomalies detected in planetary systems. Technological advancement rate exceeds all known parameters for. The AI's report cut off mid-sentence as High Commander Zextal officially dismissed its concerns. Your logic circuits require adjustment. These primitives barely understand quantum mechanics. Their digital systems are centuries behind Coalition standards. Sarah Chen checked her countdown timer. 10 hours remained until the revelation. 10 hours until Earth's carefully constructed digital mask would fall away completely. She thought about Monitor 7's persistent warnings and almost felt sorry for the artificial intelligence. It was the only Coalition system that had come close to understanding the truth. In orbit, what appeared to be simple communications satellites began exchanging quantum-encrypted data packets. The weather satellite network, far more advanced than anything the Coalition could imagine, prepared to generate atmospheric conditions that would give Earth's forces a tactical advantage. The digital dance continued, each step bringing humanity closer to the moment when their true capabilities would be revealed. And in the background, Monitor 7 logged one final observation before being reassigned. Warning: Earth's technological signature becoming increasingly inconsistent with initial assessment. The first sign came as a subtle disturbance in Earth's upper atmosphere. Coalition sensors registered unusual energy patterns forming above major cities, creating intricate geometric shapes that shimmered like digital auroras. Interesting atmospheric phenomenon. High Commander Zextal noted from his flagship's observation deck. Their pollution must be interacting with solar radiation in unexpected ways. Sarah Chen stood in the United Nations chamber, watching the coalition's confusion with carefully hidden satisfaction. 8 hours remained on her countdown timer as she spoke into her quantum communicator. Initialize final sequence. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Zhang's fingers danced across holographic controls. Understood, Admiral. Beginning primary transformation protocols. The geometric patterns in the sky intensified, forming perfect mathematical sequences that no natural phenomenon could create. Coalition sensors began registering energy signatures they couldn't identify, emanating from locations their scans had previously shown as empty space. Commander, a coalition sensor operator's voice carried a note of concern, detecting multiple anomalies across the solar system. Energy signatures appearing in the Kuiper Belt, asteroid field, and Jupiter's orbital path. Monitor 7, the artificial intelligence that had first noticed Earth's digital anomalies, suddenly registered thousands of new data points. Warning: previously identified space debris exhibiting unprecedented energy readings. Structural changes detected in orbital satellites. Recommend immediate. The AI's warning cut off as massive energy signatures burst into existence throughout the solar system. What had appeared as derelict satellites transformed, quantum shields dropping to reveal advanced weapon platforms. The debris field around Earth became a glittering network of defense stations. Sarah's voice echoed through every coalition ship. Attention coalition forces. You came to Earth expecting to find a primitive civilization. You assumed our limited space presence and basic technology revealed our true capabilities. She paused, allowing her words to sink in. That assumption was incorrect. In the Kuiper Belt, humanity's hidden fleet emerged from quantum shadows. Massive battleships, their designs unlike anything in coalition records, appeared in perfect formation. Each vessel bore the marks of decades of secret development. Smooth, obsidian hulls housing technology that the coalition had believed impossible for Earth to achieve. High Commander Zextal watched in stunned silence as his tactical display updated, showing hundreds of human ships materializing throughout the solar system. Their energy signatures exceeded anything in coalition databases. Impossible, he whispered, his crystalline features clouding with disbelief. Your civilization, your technology, is far beyond what we allowed you to see. Sarah completed his thought. Humanity learned long ago that true power lies not in showing strength, but in choosing when to reveal it. The transformed orbital platforms moved with precise coordination, creating a defensive grid around Earth that no coalition weapon could penetrate. Advanced targeting systems, hidden for decades beneath false sensor signatures, locked onto every coalition vessel. From Jupiter's moons, another fleet emerged. From Mars's orbital shadows, weapon platforms activated. From the asteroid belt, mining ships revealed their true nature as heavily armed cruisers. Earth's entire solar system came alive with hidden power. Monitor 7's final analysis flashed across coalition screens. Earth's true technological level. Assessment error. Capabilities exceed coalition standards by estimated 247 years. Sarah Chen stood straighter as she delivered humanity's response to the coalition's earlier demands. We reject your offer of protection. Earth does not require guidance from the coalition. Instead, we offer you a choice: peaceful diplomatic relations between equals, or... She let the alternative hang unspoken as Earth's combined fleet moved into attack positions, their advanced drives allowing them to cover impossible distances in seconds. The coalition ships, once so imposing above Earth's cities, now found themselves surrounded by forces they couldn't have imagined existed. In orbit, the transformed International Space Station revealed its true form. A command center housing technology that made coalition systems look primitive by comparison. The stage was set for either humanity's greatest diplomatic triumph or its first interstellar war. High Commander Zextal's response came swiftly and predictably. Coalition vessels, battle formations, show these deceptive primitives the consequences of their arrogance. Sarah Chen had anticipated this reaction. 50 years of psychological analysis had predicted the Coalition's pride would not allow them to simply accept Earth's revelation. She spoke calmly into her quantum communicator. All units, defensive protocol Theta. Minimal casualties. The Coalition ships moved with practiced precision, their formations spreading out to surround Earth's major population centers. Their weapon systems powered up, energy signatures flaring across the electromagnetic spectrum. Final warning. Zextal broadcasted. Submit to Coalition Authority, or face. His transmission cut off as Earth's defense grid activated. Quantum fields shimmed into existence around every major city, rendering Coalition weapons useless. The transformed satellite network created a protective web that no known technology could penetrate. Deep beneath the Pacific, Dr. Zhang's voice came through Sarah's neural link. All systems operational. Admiral. Phase shift drives ready. The battle began with a display of technology that defied Coalition understanding. Earth's ships simply phased through the enemy formation, their quantum drives allowing them to exist partially out of normal spacetime. Coalition weapons passed harmlessly through human vessels, while precision strikes disabled their targets with surgical accuracy. Impossible. The Coalition tactical officer's transmission crackled across the command channel. Their ships are violating fundamental laws of physics. Monitor 7, moments before being shut down by panicked Coalition technicians, logged its final observation. Human technology operates on principles previously theorized, but never achieved by Coalition science. Recommended course of action. Immediate diplomatic. Sarah watched through her neural interface as Earth's forces demonstrated decades of hidden advancement. The transformed debris field revealed itself as a network of automated defense platforms, each containing artificial intelligence far beyond Coalition capabilities. High Commander Zextal attempted to coordinate a counterattack, but Earth's quantum communication network allowed instant response to every Coalition move. Their ships found themselves caught in a dance they couldn't comprehend, facing an enemy that seemed to anticipate every action. Status report. Sarah subvocalized to her command staff. 37 Coalition vessels disabled, came the response. No casualties. Phase shift capture systems operating at optimal efficiency. The Coalition's mighty fleet, pride of 57 conquered systems, found itself helpless against Earth's true technological might. Their shields proved useless against weapons that could phase through them. Their advanced targeting systems couldn't lock onto ships that existed partially outside normal space. You don't understand, Zextal transmitted, his voice losing its earlier condescension. We are the Coalition. We have brought order to countless worlds. We cannot be defeated by primitives. Sarah interrupted. That was your first mistake, assuming that what you could see represented all that we are. Earth's defensive grid continued its work with mechanical precision. Coalition ships found their systems disabled by targeted quantum pulses. Their weapons were neutralized by fields of distorted spacetime. Their supposedly superior technology proved inadequate against humanity's hidden achievements. In orbit, the transformed International Space Station coordinated the entire operation. Its quantum processors, hidden for decades beneath a facade of primitive computers, calculated battle scenarios faster than Coalition ships could react. All primary targets neutralized, Dr. Zhang reported. Coalition fleet operating capacity reduced to 17%. Sarah nodded, watching through her neural interface as the last Coalition ships attempted to retreat, only to find themselves held in place by gravitational fields generated by Earth's defense platforms. Perhaps now, she transmitted to High Commander Zextal's flagship, we can discuss diplomatic relations between equals. unless you'd prefer another demonstration of humanity's capabilities." The silence that followed spoke volumes. In less than an hour, Earth's hidden fleet had accomplished what the Coalition had believed impossible: the complete neutralization of their forces without a single casualty. The transformed International Space Station hung in orbit like a jewel against Earth's atmosphere, its true form now visible to all. Inside its quantum-enhanced conference chamber, Sarah Chen sat across from High Commander Zextal, whose crystalline features had taken on a subdued gray tone. "Your deception was complete," Zextal admitted, mandibles clicking softly. "In 57 systems, we have never encountered anything like this." Sarah gestured to the holographic display between them, showing Earth's solar system with all its hidden installations now revealed. "We had decades to prepare, Commander. Every piece of debris, every outdated satellite, every primitive research station, all part of a carefully crafted illusion." Through the chamber's transparent walls, they could see the disabled Coalition fleet held in pristine formation by Earth's gravitational control systems. The ships that had once seemed so threatening now looked almost delicate among humanity's revealed technology. "The Coalition's fundamental mistake," Sarah continued, "was assuming that technological advancement must be visible, that progress must be displayed." She smiled slightly. "Humanity learned different lessons from our history." Deep beneath the Pacific, Dr. Zhang's team began deactivating the quantum camouflage systems that had hidden Earth's true capabilities for so long. Across the solar system, hidden installations emerged from their decades-long disguise, revealing the civilization far more advanced than anyone had suspected. "Your phase-shift technology alone," Zextal observed, "could revolutionize space travel throughout known space. And your quantum communication systems, they defy our understanding of physics." "All developed in secret," Sarah explained, "while we maintained the appearance of struggling with basic rocket technology. Our scientists worked without recognition, our engineers built without credit, all to ensure that humanity's first contact would occur on our terms." The holographic display shifted, showing the extent of Earth's hidden fleet. Ships that had waited in darkness now patrolled openly, their advanced designs incorporating technologies that the Coalition had believed impossible to achieve. "The Coalition must evolve," Zextal declared, his color shifting to a thoughtful blue. "Our assumption of superiority led to this moment. Perhaps it is time for a new approach to interstellar relations." Sarah nodded, pulling up the draft of a new treaty on the quantum display. "We propose a partnership of equals. Earth will share some of our technological advances, while gaining access to the Coalition's vast cultural and scientific database. Together, we can create something greater than either of us could achieve alone." Outside the station, the first rays of Earth's sun illuminated the scene. Coalition ships, now released from their gravitational holds, began positioning themselves alongside Earth vessels in a gesture of peaceful cooperation. "There will be resistance," Zextal warned. "Other Coalition species have grown comfortable with their perceived superiority." "Then they will learn," Sarah replied, "as you have learned. Humanity's revelation today isn't just about showing our strength. It's about demonstrating the power of patience, preparation, and the wisdom of appearing weak when you are strong." The quantum display showed new data, signals from other civilizations reacting to news of Earth's emergence. Some responded with fear, others with curiosity, but all now understood that humanity was far more than they had appeared. "One question remains," Zextal said, his tone curious. "Why reveal everything now? You could have maintained the deception longer." Sarah smiled, thinking of the decades of preparation, the millions who had worked in secret, the countless sacrifices made to reach this moment. Because true strength isn't found in deception or dominance, but in knowing when to extend a hand in friendship. As the treaty took shape between them, Earth's hidden fleet began its first official diplomatic missions to Coalition worlds. Humanity stepped into the galactic community not as supplicants or subjects, but as equals who had earned their place among the stars through patience, innovation, and the wisdom to know that true power often lies in what remains unseen until the perfect moment.